That's an interesting question.
I have absolutely no idea.
This is new information to me, but yeah, I can definitely understand that.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, my name is Mika.
I'm Nathan.
My name is Minha.
I'm Christina.
My name is Ines.
My name is Imani.
It's trivia time.
I'm ready.
Must I read the questions out loud? Sweet.
Question 1.
Women make up less than...
X% of the world's workforce.
In technology-related fields.
Someone needs to tell me the answer.
I should have researched something here.
45%?
20%.
15.
We're gonna go for 30%.
Oh, really? Okay.
In 2018,
Number of women in tech.
Was 18%.
It has now increased to
27 in 2022.
29.
25.
Oh, I was going to say 28.
stats are really depressing.
I mean, it shows progression.
We are going in the right direction. Days like today are really important.
if we look at our organisation, there's gender imbalance. There's more women in leadership roles here than there are men. So.
From my experience in Vincere, that's definitely not the case.
I do think there is a lack of representation overall. I think Vincere is quite unique in that we do have a lot of women, so it seems a bit skewed here, particularly in the dev world. Places I've worked with before, there was one girl. Girls tended to be more in the softer roles, not in the tech roles.
Say, essentially, it just shows how society kind of views the tech industry and maybe how it's been promoted at grassroots level.
Providing a better source of education to lead people into that tech. I know when I grew up, personally, my friends, they were never pushed in that direction.
So I think it comes around the conversation of how can we get more women involved to make it a sort of more even distribution across the board. Multiple choice.
When applying for a job,
78% of women feel they need to meet
X% of all the criteria stated in the job description.
in order to qualify. Okay, so 70, 80 or 90%.
I think it's 80%.
80%.
90%.
I would say C, 90%.
So high.
Really? Wow.
90%. Wow. Okay. Maybe you're overqualified actually.
That makes sense.
See?
67% of women said that this factor
Has prevented them from pursuing higher promotion.
For which they qualified.
The heavy workload and responsibility.
B, imposter syndrome, they don't feel they qualify for it.
Or C, time and flexibility.
I am 100% sure this is B.
B, imposter syndrome. They don't feel like they qualify for it.
I wasn't aware of it, so maybe seeing all of these bars and knowing the difficulties in trying to be chosen over somebody else.
Women tend to want to hit every qualification on the list.
It's like that list of stuff, they want to hit it or go over what they should do. And a man will go, nah, I can do it.
Like, women probably have a bit less confidence based on the environment that they face, especially in these type of jobs.
At least in the Asian culture where women are expected to be so well-rounded in their career and also in their family or personal life. And that really comes forward to the imposter syndrome, where a lot of females feel like they're not qualified for a job, whereas in real life, they are actually like even more than qualified.
It could be a pressure from the peers, could be pressure from the parents, but there are an element of this environment that basically makes up that particular psychology. That's what I feel.
I don't know, I feel like I have imposter syndrome all the time.
I've had imposter syndrome before. It still comes up every so often, so.
Yeah, like I know this is more about women, but when I first got into Vincere, I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome.
I know that when I first started working at this tech company, like specifically, I felt a little bit out of depth, and out of my depth at least, and I definitely had to sort of make fast strides in learning and building confidence, number one, to be able to feel comfortable in my role and know that I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about as well. But that takes time, and that also takes a great team to be able to back you and support you as well.
I felt like, I don't know, like I'm not just good enough standing on my own 2 feet kind of thing. And then the funny thing is, like, almost every job I've gotten into throughout my career, I felt like, oh, like I'm actually good at the things they want from me. The things I'm not good at, I can learn. So there's definitely space for, I think, more confidence when we go and apply for jobs.
From my own experience of speaking to my wife about this, it's like, you can definitely do it. You just need to have the self-confidence to do it, but if you don't get the support, then you don't really know what that is. So, yeah.
It's a really hard thing that's entrenched, I think, and something we need to get over, really, and realise that we deserve our seat at the table and we should just go and take it.
We've recently had an interview with Lisha Holmes,
A successful business owner of Queer Recruitment,
and the podcast host of the Recruiters Recruitment Podcast.
Her reason for leaving her initial agency and starting her own
is A, lack of gender equality presented in the workplace.
B, lack of time, flexibility and support to take care of a family.
The bigger accounts would only be given to the male in the company. That's an interesting question. Probably C.
maybe C. I think the answer would be C.
maybe B. Yay!
That just goes to show that the people she was working for before didn't know what they were doing.
I'm okay with 9 to 6, but of course some days it gets harder. And from experience here at Vincere, I know that if something happens and I have to go because of my daughter, I'm allowed to go and I don't feel any resentment against me. So I guess it is important.
You know, growing up with a single mum, she had a full-time job, and if she had the opportunity to work flexibly and remotely, I can see how that much of an impact that could have made on my life.
I do think it's important for women to be able to work flexibly. I'm not saying that this is something that is necessarily true for all family structures, but I think oftentimes women do still kind of take that role in the family of raising kids, childcare, all of that stuff.
It shouldn't be. I don't think it should be. You know, I think like outside of work, men and women should also share the same responsibility.
You're the expectation now. I mean, even if you both people in a relationship don't want to work, you need to financially, globally, right? Everything's gone up, so you need to both be in those sort of jobs. And you have to look after your family. Like, you have to be able to balance it properly. And if the opportunities aren't there to do flexible working, then one of you, whether it's the male, the female, whoever, you know, you're not going to be able to do it. So, yeah, I think the flexibility is super important.
I am not a fan of a 9 to 5 day at all. In the dev team now, we have flexible hours. We have work from home. I think you get the best out of people when you let them work to their own clock.
I think the main thing would just be to have conversations, to understand what everyone's path in life is, what it is that's important to them. For some people, that may be the flexibility of working at home or working remotely. For some people, that might be different benefits or different things that you can offer to make their life better. But it's not a one-size-fits-all, so you can't just assume. And I think that happens a lot, that assumption of, you know, that traditional family path. If I make that easy for you, you'll stay. Maybe that's not what's important to me. So have those conversations and figure out what you can do to make them feel like they belong.